Hello and welcome to Friday Double Bill, the show where we analyze and evaluate the latest films from Bollywood and Hollywood to help you make a more informed choice at the movies. I'm Fahad Samar and this is Mayank. Max is a precision-trained military dog who works alongside his handler, US Marine Kyle Wincott, in strife-torn Kandahar. After Kyle's death in Afghanistan, Max, who is suffering post-traumatic stress, is adopted by his late handler's grieving family in the US, where his close bond with the soldier's brother Justin leads to a life-altering revelation. This canine adventure is directed by Boaz Yakin.
Well, Fahad, it starts out as a war film and then becomes completely a dog film. Now, I don't know if you belong to the same breed as I do, and I also don't know if we'll lose a lot of viewers if I say this, but I'm actually very indifferent towards animals in general, not just dogs. So a dog movie obviously is not something that I look out for every weekend at least, or have lots of DVDs off. So there's that genre barrier that I already face. One thing though, of course, that does fascinate me about movies set around animals is how difficult or it must be to direct animals in the first place. It's hard enough to direct human beings, in films in terms of actors, and I've watched a few movies where the making of movies, and as it turns out, a lot of the times the animals are also not the same. So the dog that we saw throughout was probably not the same dog. But beyond that, I think this is not a movie that was certainly made for me, keeping me in mind as an audience. How was it for you?
Well, listen, Alfred Hitchcock famously said, never work with children and animals. In this case, there's children as in young adults. There's, of course, the animal, this dog Max, who's the wonder dog. I mean, for, a generation that has grown up on Lassie and then, continues in that whole tradition. Even a film like Marley and Me has touched so many hearts. It was such a huge hit. It's because, obviously, the connection between man and man's best friend is immeasurable. I think you're in a huge minority when you say that you're indifferent to animals, because most people love dogs particularly. I certainly do, and I think that these are the dogs of war. I mean, there's about 3,000 these canines that are there out in Iraq and Afghanistan doing service for the US Marines. In fact, the same breed of dog, the Belgian Malinois, was used in the attack for Abbottabad and the ones that got Bin Laden eventually. So that's an interesting piece of trivia as far as this dog canine unit is concerned. But at the end of it, you're so manipulated by these kind of films, and like you said, I mean, suddenly it's a war film, suddenly it's a dogs of war film, suddenly it's all about suburban kids and their little childhood crushes and all of that. I think it's a little merry mess of a film and eventually quite annoying.
Well, dog lovers, you must watch this film and tell me how you felt, because so far as I'm concerned, beyond the fact that it's not a genre that I am absolutely in love with, it's also a film that has probably the longest climax that I've seen in any movie, at least this year. This movie just goes on and on trying to wrap itself around its own head. Therefore, it's a peko from my side. Let's see what Fahad has to say.
Well, if you've got kids and you're a dog lover, this is certainly a film for you. As far as I'm concerned, this film has a lot of bark but very little bite.
Guys, that was Friday Double Bill for you. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what you thought of the movies. Like and share. We'll be very happy.